Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen. Wa ala alihi wa sahabatihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Subhanaka la fahma lana illa ma fahmtana innaka antal jawadul karim. Wa qul rabbi zidni ilma. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. قل لا أقول لكم عندي خزائن الله ولا أعلم الغيب ولا أقول لكم إني ملك إن أتبع إلا ما يوحى إلي قل هل يستوي الأعمى والبصير أفلا تتفكرون وأنذر به الذين يخافون أن يحشروا إلى ربهم ليس لهم من دونه ولي ولا شفيع لعلهم يتقون صدق الله المولى العظيم. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues the narrative of the invitation of His creation towards His oneness and towards the message that He has sent, and the testifying to the truth of the message of the Rasul and the one who was sent, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders His Prophet, قُلْ لَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ عِنْدِي خَزَائِنُ اللَّهِ وَلَا أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ وَلَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ إِنِّي مَلَكٌ. So the kuffar of Makkah, they said, well, as we've been hearing again and again, they were constantly raising objections, not because they wanted to believe, but because they wanted to, as it were, create problems in the path of da'wat to try and preserve protectionism, if you will, of their ways and their traditions and their ancestral religion and beliefs. So they said, okay, if you're a prophet, then bring down treasuries from Allah that we can, we're poor here and we don't have. So if you're really a prophet, then let's have lots of things, treasuries of all things, and if you're a prophet, you should be able to do that. And number two, we want to know the unseen, what's going to happen. So if we know this is going to happen bad, then we'll prepare. If this is going to happen good, then we'll. And number three, even if you do that, we're not going to believe you anyway, because why should you be a prophet, min baynina, among all of us? I mean, we have people who are more wealthy, more powerful, and so forth. After all, you're just a yatim, and you don't have anything of the worldly resources. Moreover, you're a man just like us, so we have every bit of qualification that you do. What's your distinction? So we would believe if an angel came down, and he actually, you see, he was delivering it. We're not going to accept this from a man. So in other words, they don't want to accept it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they don't qualify for an answer, but still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers them, saying, say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say, my Prophet, my beloved one, I don't say that I have the treasuries of Allah. That's not in my portfolio to bring down treasuries, for everybody. No, not me, or neither the prophets who came previously. I don't have the treasuries of Allah at my disposal. I don't know the unseen, of course, other than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would show him. And of course, this concept that some misguided people have, that so-and-so, he just looks into the crystal ball or throws looks into the signs or the stars, and he's, nonsense. Even prophets, they didn't know, the unseen. Jibreel alayhi salam doesn't know the unseen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la ya'lamu al-ghayb illa Allah. Okay. He says, I don't know the unseen, and I don't say I'm an angel. I'm a human being. And as we heard earlier, if an angel did come, they'll say, well, we can't follow him either. Why? Because he's an angel. He's created pure and without desires, and so we can't do what he does. So, in other words, they don't want to believe, period. So Nabi Sallallahu is telling him these are not credentials that a prophet should be having, or would be having, or anybody would be having. This is not my message. I am only what? Naam. In attabi'u illa ma yuha ilayya. I don't have any of these qualifications. I merely follow that which is revealed to me. I'm a messenger. I'm a Rasul. Rasul means a messenger. I'm given a message. I convey that message to you. قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الْأَعْمَى وَالْبَصِيرُ. And so say, does the blind equal with the seeing? So the person who can see very clearly that I'm his Rasul, that Allah is one, he doesn't have partners, and that I'm clearly been sent with many, many other signs which clearly indicate that I am his prophet. So the person who decides to close his eyes and decides a blindness, one would be a blindness of the physical eye, which is, without anybody's deciding to do so or choosing to do so by anyone's choice. But your blindness is by choice. So choose not to be blind. Open your eyes. That's all you have to do. Open your eyes, open your heart. And of course that cannot happen except by the tawfiq of Allah. But the tawfiq of Allah begins with the intention. So intend to open your eyes and understand. Open your hearts, open your minds, understand. So definitely the blind cannot be equated with the seeing. أَفَلَا تَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Will you not think, will you not reflect, will you not use the intelligence that Allah gave you? And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us intelligence to be able to discern such issues. وَأَنذِرْ بِهِ الَّذِينَ يَخَافُونَ أَن يُحْشَرُوا إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ. And so warn those people who fear the time when they will be gathered together in front of their Lord. So obviously we've said so many times that this is a warning for everybody, but who's going to benefit, who's going to take heed? The people who fear their Lord. They fear that day. They fear accountability. لَيْسَ لَهُم مِّن دُونِهِ وَلِيٌّ. They don't have, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, any ally, any helper, any interceder. وَلَا شَفِيعٌ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. So not would they have any helper, any interceder, that they would be safe and protected from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath and punishment. So how do we save from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath and punishment? Only one way, with proper iman and proper action. Abstaining from prohibitions, following the orders, being the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for which we've been created for. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among them. Ameen. Ameen.